Welcome to another episode of the Sneaker Hunter, where we drop dope sneaker content for your viewing pleasure every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I am Young Goob to God. Thank you for coming through and spending a couple minutes with us. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with everything that we do on Marley Minded TV. And for all of my returning sneaker hunters, welcome back. Today is one of those episodes where we look back into the storage unit, pull out something that I copped over 20 years ago, or right around 20 years ago at this point, and take a look at them, do a little in-depth review. And today we are looking at the Air Jordan 11 Columbia. Thanks. Let's take a look at the details of these 11s. Now this Air Jordan 11 is a 2001 retro of the 1996 Jordan 11 Columbia, first laced up by MJ himself during the 1996 All-Star Game. Inspired by Jordan's uniform with the University of North Carolina Tar Heels, this design combines a mesh and white leather upper with patent leather overlays, Columbia blue accents, a black lining, and icy translucent outsoles. Let's get into the story behind these shoes. Now these shoes retailed originally back in January, I believe it's 17, 2001. Retail was $125. So thinking back in time, 2001, January, that's when we're returning from our winter break. And with that going on, most people had a few dollars in their pocket. I'm rich, bitch! Now, as you know, I'll tell you about the stories of us taking our rides to the mall. I made a mistake in the previous video. I think I said Tallahassee Mall. Tallahassee Mall had nothing. We were running up on Governor Square Mall, and that's what we were kind of running up in. Now, by the time these shoes started dropping, things started to get crazy at the mall. These are actually a 10.5. When I went to, my natural size is 11.5, but when I went to go get them, we realized that you had to be there like when the mall opened. It was no longer coming in a little bit after the mall opened and you cop, you do what you do. Us sneakerheads back then, we weren't running rampant. Reselling was not a thing, not like it is now. But by the time that these came out, this was my first real insight into the sneaker world changing, where you really need to get to the mall on time when the mall opens up so that you can get your size. So this shoe was, for me, it's kind of like that pivot or that hinge where the sneaker game went from almost a common walk in the mall, regular pickup, to no, you need to purposely get out there. And we were doing our thing, like we say, Umi Says was playing. Boom, 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 boom. So, on the way to the mall, grabbed these 125, added them to the collection. Didn't get much wear out of them at the time because they were a 10.5. Over the years, I have kind of snuck them out when I would go in places. They don't feel great because of the size, but I got them 20 years later. They still rolling. Now it's time to run these things through the Sneaker Hunter rating system, see how they come out on the other side. Remember, we have 5 categories that we put these shoes through. We have colorway, color blocking, comfortability, wearability, and silhouette. And once again, to rate these 5 categories, we give them a rating system of 1 to 5. The rating system has been updated. 1 is aight, 2 is straight, 3 is fresh, 4 is dope, and 5 is hard. Them things is hard. Kind of adjusted it so that we can make sure that we get all 5 of those in throughout the course of ratings. All right, so let's get started. Starting with the colorway on the Air Jordan 11 Columbia in white, classic colorway. So we're gonna go ahead and give those a 4. Every time we see a classic colorway come through here, it's gonna be difficult not to give that colorway a 4. Now moving on to color blocking. With the 11, the color blocking is very simple. You have the white up top, you have the white down low, and you have the clear at the bottom. In my case, we have that aged ice. So we're gonna go ahead and give the color blocking a classic 3. Well, not a classic 3. We're gonna give it a 3. Moving on to the wearability. The wearability of this shoe. Now, because my shoe is a 10.5, its wearability score is not gonna be what the shoe truly reflects. Because once again, this is a 10.5, my natural size is 11.5, I'm going to give the wearability a 2. You know what I'm saying? They straight. It's not horrible, but they straight. I've tried some different insoles to work it out as I start wearing them again, but they straight. So we're gonna rock a hard 2 with those. Moving on to the wearability of these 11s. Now, they are all white, they are patent leather, but because the actual leather on the upper is relatively rough, you know what I'm saying? It's not the softest leather. They're going to age well. My pair in particular, close to 20 years old. So actually 20 years old, good Lord. So we're going to give the wearability over time, simply because of time's sake, we're going to give the wearability a 3. All right, strong 3 on the wearability. In our last category, the silhouette, this 11 is a classic silhouette. It even has its own reference point. We reference these as the 1996 Impala SS, also known as the Bubba Chevy in some environments. Yes, so with that, of course, 11s will receive the solidified 5. These things is hard. After adding up the scores, the Jordan 11 receives a score of 15, solid score, and a rating of 3.0. All right, that puts it right at that level of being fresh, a shoe that we can rock pretty much whenever we want to, a classic shoe, the Jordan 11 Columbia. Thank you for watching another episode of the Sneaker Hunter. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that like button, as well as the subscribe button and the notification bell. Let's get all 3 of those in there. If you're looking for me outside of YouTube, you can find me on IG or Twitter at Marley Minded, more active on IG than Twitter, but I am on IG at Marley Minded. Young Goob the God, this is Sneaker Hunter, and like we do every episode, be easy.